What's up, everybody? We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got probably the most popular thing that has played in a week or so, His and Hers, starring Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal. Netflix. We're going to give a quick review of that. There were some new photos that were released from this coming finale. The finale of Power Book 4 Force is this Friday, and I've got the pictures for you. I'll show them to you in just a second. We had the Golden Globes, and our big homie, the real big homie, Michael B. Jordan, and his director and Sinners took home great ratings and awards. And last but not least, we got to talk a little bit about politics, all that, much more. Lamont Tyson, Life Games. We start now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right. I'm in the building. Get yourself together. We got a great show. Lots of content. Lex, the Targaryen, will be here. We both kind of went back and forth with each other as we were watching His and Hers. And, you know, both of us are pretty good at predicting these shows. She beat me this time. She figured out by the end of episode 1 who the murderer was. It took me to the end of episode 2. And we'll get into that in a second. We've got new photos from Power. We're going to discuss that too. But as we get ready to get into all the things we're going to cover, I always want you all to let me know where you're from. Tonight, your call to action. Tell me where you're at and what show you'll be watching between now and the end of the week outside of Power. What am I going to be reviewing? I'm going to be reviewing The Pit. Fantastic show. Of course, we got Power on deck. And then there are a couple of other shows that everybody's saying we need to get a look at. I'm going to have to take some time to figure out where they're at and what's going on with those shows before I decide to dive on into them, because we got Duncan and the Egg, A Knight's Tale coming out. Game of Thrones fans, get yourself together. Get ready for that. That's coming. Next week, we've got the film we're going to review, Mercy. Get yourself together for that. That's coming. And next month, I'll be reviewing Cross, the Amazon show with my boy. I'm be reviewing that too. Without further ado, you guys put your comments in there. Let me know where you're at. And also let me know what you're going to be watching. Let's take a look at those photos from Power, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, we got a comment. Let me see. What's up, Rashonda? I appreciate you always coming through, showing love. Really appreciate you. Here we go. Power set photos that just dropped this week. And for those of you that have never heard the song Jadakiss put out there for me in its totality, my intro music, I covered these photos with that song. So take a look. We might play it twice.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms. Yo, you know I will let the 9 burst. West Coast mixtape, kiss my Converse. Before you play your part, gotta read your lines first. Before it's in your heart, gotta be in your mind first. Getting my prayers in, I'm just trying to do what the Lord says. Slimmer fitting Dickie sitting right on the Cortez. You could tell a winning, yo, just look what the score says. A man to be home, pending on what the board says. They know the champ back, getting the camp back. Buy 'em all AMG Benz with the slant backs. Album is out now, I'm hearing them chant that. You know it's heroin whenever I stamp that. Know how I do, niggas. You know that I chew niggas. Seasoned veterans or one of these new niggas. Gotta be kidding me. Can never get rid of me. Even if they kill me, I'm still a epitome. Boss of the back block, talking that crack rock. Any controlled substance. I was the mascot. They did the bow ties. I did the ascots. They hit the quick pick. I hit the jackpot. Much as I have, I'm still repping the have-nots. I made a turn around. I just wanted the back shots. I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Doesn't
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the cover photos that they dropped from the finale. I don't think it really showed us anything that we didn't already know. They didn't reveal anything. A couple of weeks ago, there was an interview done with Joseph Secor and Gary Lennon. Here he is. And they was just talking about the future of Power, the future of Tommy, where we're going with the story. And they basically said, Gary Lennon said, that there can be a future Power with Ghost in it. There can be a future Power with Ghost in it. Of course, there can be a future Power with Ghost in it. If you go get Amari Hardwick and you give the show maybe 6 months to hype it up, it would probably be one of the biggest things watched in TV or streaming for sure, because everybody missed this dude. And Gary Lennon is talking about there might be a way to bring him in. So you guys post your comments. How do you think he's going to appear in this finale? I personally think he's going to appear in the finale basically as some kind of a dream, a hallucination to Tommy. IMDb done took his name off the finale list, but it's too late now. The cat's out the bag. He's going to be in there somehow, some way, unless they go in and edit his butt out. Let me know what you guys think. And, we might go back and watch that again when Lex gets here. But for now, we're going to keep this show going. And next, we're going to pop on over here to the Golden Globes that took place last night. If you are here to get the review of his and hers, it'll be coming when Lex gets here. She's on her way. They had the Golden Globes, and Sinners and Ryan Coogler stole the show. For many, that was the best movie of the year last year. I haven't seen it. The three best movies that everybody's saying from last year, Sinners, I think Beauty and the Black, and another one. I have not seen none of them. Not nail one of them. And I do want to see Sinners. I don't want to see it alone, but I do want to see it. But take a look at some of the things that won last night at the Golden Globes as we go through this new A-list.
Hamnet.
That hump basically didn't exist, and Chloe Zhao was welcome to an adaptation.
One battle after another.
Rudolph, who he's kissing, I'm ready to say it.
Miss Ryan. Hey, Amy. Amy, right here on the right. And Miss Polar. And Amy, that smile in the middle. Amy in the middle.
I'm a huge fan of the medium, and to be in it now, working in it, is really exciting. So it feels awesome.
We all work so hard. Everyone, like every single cast and crew. So to see that it's getting this much love just proves that hard work does pay off, and we just got to keep going.
All right.
Well, did any of y'all watch any of those shows that won anything? You had Noah Wiles from The Pit. You had Timothy Chalamet, and I didn't even know he was dating one of the Kardashians until here recently. You had Amy Poehler. She got some stuff. But the one that really did it for me was Ryan Coogler and Sinners. And did y'all see him come out there with his wife? It was pretty much his wife that basically helped this man get his computer so he could start doing the scripts. This is them, the whole cast and crew. And there was a whole lot of women that was in his show, in his movie, that all of a sudden now pregnant. Wumi Musaka is pregnant. Take a look at all the other folks that was in the clip, pregnant. There you have it. The man could barely get his words out. He was choked up. And not only did he win those awards, but he retains the rights to his movie. Ryan Coogler betted on himself. And one thing that his partnership with Marvel has helped him do, the wardrobe that you all saw in Sinners was the wardrobe that they was going to use for Blade in the MCU. That was the wardrobe. And so now that would lead you to believe damn it, are we going to get a Blade? Are we even going to get a Blade this year, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a Blade, but if that's any indicator, excuse me, yeah, been a long day. If Ryan Coogler and Jordan Peele are discussing getting together with Blade, we might have something with that going on. But I love those outfits. Shout out to them. So happy for them. And now, folks, it is time for the comic relief moment of the week. I want you guys to see this little strip of comedy. It's not really supposed to be comedy. It's supposed to be entertaining by singing and dancing. But it turns into something quick. I want you all to let me know which one of these had you busting your gut the most. Take a look at these shenanigans from 2025. Yeah, for me, the last one was the funniest because he was getting it. He was getting it New Jack City style, ladies and gentlemen. He was up there getting it. Had the gold suit on, damn near looking like Nino Brown with a wax cut, and was getting it, and then all of a sudden tripped on his own feet. But you guys let me know which one of those was the funniest one of you. It was definitely the last one for me because he went from really getting it to them. He flipped on his feet, and boy, was that a mess. All right. With these reviews and the A-list, we also do a little bit of politics. And so we're going to do a little bit of politics. We're going to pick up on some things that's been going on. And tomorrow, if you want a full politics show, I'll be here with a special guest doing politics at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So there's been this situation going on that has had fraud in Minnesota dealing with what the lies are contending. Somalis running daycares and nursing homes without old people and without kids, making millions of dollars. And they're trying to blame it all on Tim Walz. And there's no factual basis in Tim Walz having any involvement. But if you go to Fox News, you would think that there is. And so here's a clip of somebody having to shut down the lies, bring in the truth. And I also had to do the same thing on Facebook. So take a look at this clip from Fox News, fake news.
Well, I looked at what he could be doing, and I looked at what he is doing. One of the things that ties his hands is this very legislature that is trying to get him to resign. Interesting, they're not asking for a recall. So when they say the people of Minnesota don't want him, we'll put it to a recall and let the people of Minnesota decide. Todd, love you. Google. If you Google, actually local Minnesota news outlets have been reporting on this for years. Speaking of years, during the Biden administration, there were 59 people convicted so far. The ringleader is not Somalian. She's a white woman named Amy Block. She was found guilty on all 7 counts that were brought against her. So there are people that are already in prison. And remember, some of these are not DHS or federal related facilities. Some of these facilities were closed down for other reasons, not even fraud. But back to your question about Tim Walz. He asked the legislature in his state to give him more authority so that he could do more. And they said no. 1. 2, he also has closed a number of these centers already, and not just for fraud. They were investigating them for everything else. One, for example, on that video that went out, not the one from years ago, the one just recently, they were already closed because they were a bad daycare center. There was no fraud. They were just not doing a good job of the daycare. He hired outside firms to audit the payments to these organizations. He shut down the housing stabilization entirely, that department entirely. He has hired an overseer for this specifically, and he continues to try and get more, and I don't think, honestly, I don't think he should resign. I don't think he's going to resign, but I do think it's political, and Republicans say it's not. One, it's Republicans asking for him to resign, and two, he's less than a year from re-election, and this is definitely going to put a ding and a chink in his armor as he runs.
Yeah, rightfully.
Folks, there's all the facts. There's all the facts. It bothers me that people don't want to come out of that Fox News bubble. And then when you explain the truth to them, because they're so dug in on their bias, they automatically pivot to something else. Case in point, here I am having a discussion with someone on Facebook. And I don't really go back and forth with people who are so dug in that they can't see the light of day unless I've got time. I had time today. So this is what I posted. Take a look. Take a look at this. Trump and the federal government has $100K to give to every citizen in Greenland, but no money for health care with Americans. We can't help with college loans. We can't give small business any money. And furthermore, no money for reparations for descendants of slaves. Get the F out of here. Ben told y'all the government will do whatever it wants if it benefits the donors to politics. Can the blue wave hurry up? That's what I posted. Take a look at the very second person to leave me a post. Look at this shit right here. Take a look at this. I see no reason to help someone pay back their student loans. That is the person's debt. And in reality, Greenland can't be bought. As far as healthcare, the system is broken. I'm more concerned about Somalian daycare scandal that has costed the U.S. taxpayers billions of dollars, that Tampon Tim knew about, sure hope he was smart enough to get cut off. And I would like to find out about the high-speed rail system in California that U.S. taxpayers have spent under federal money. Should have been completed 5 years ago, but that shithead Newsom used the money to keep illegal aliens up. Both of these scandals are in blue states, and Biden and Harris or any other Democrat did anything about it. Facts are the facts. When you read stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen, it adds to the minutia of why educated people pick on dumbass Republicans like this. Clearly, this man has no intellectual intelligence. Clearly, whoever this person was does not understand how to research anything, probably didn't graduate a college, so he doesn't understand the plight. And if Fox News says it, he believes it when Fox News is not even a news organization. They're an entertainment arm. So this is what I replied to him. What you just said is pure horse shit. Let's start from the top. You see no reason to pay debt for people. You see no reason to pay debt that people accrue. Are you saying that shit to Trump, Elon, and all the billionaires who just ran up the federal deficit at their expense to the tune of billions? No, he is not, ladies and gentlemen. Rhetorical. I'll answer it for you. Greenland, if that can't happen, why are you not calling Trump a Reduplican for saying it? Oh, I know, because he might try and take it the same way he took Venezuela by force on behalf of Putin, the same way it went down in Venezuela. Okay? I'm giving this man the facts. What he came up here with wasn't facts. There's no such thing as alternative facts. He was just spraying or regurgitating Fox News bull jive. This is my reply to him about the Minnesota scandal. There are real fraud cases and misuse issues, but claims that Waltz and Somali daycares are proven criminal conspiracies tied to him are exaggerated or unverified. That's the real fact. And then we get back to Newsom and the high-speed rail thing. The project isn't illegal spending. It's delayed, costly, and out of compliance with funding agreements, which is why federal dollars were rescinded. It's still being built, just not as originally marked. And then I say, Now you have the facts. I ask you, did you finish high school? Or do you not have that part of your brain that thinks critically and goes to search facts because you know facts would bust the fake Fox News bubble? I'll wait. No, I will not. Your dumb ass is what is the problem with America. Enjoy this shit show for now because your time and the administration's time is coming. It's simple as that, people. It's simple as that. If you fall into that bull jive trap with Fox News, you're either dumb or you want to be cruel or you want to be evil or you want to be led by someone who is doing all the things you wish you could do in your heart. None of that is good for the greater majority of the people in America. None of it. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you think. You have the facts on the fraud case, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not what Fox News is purporting it to be. Now it's time for the grand finale of this show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get into his and hers. And now, if you haven't seen it, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. A little bit of a spoiler. So be careful if you haven't seen it. And I'm not going to go through it too deeply because I know a lot of you all haven't seen it. Other than to say that this is a great show. It was kind of like a murder mystery thriller with a whole lot of love scenes in it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to eat around the cookie because I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't seen it that's watching. But here's one clip of what's going on with it, and then we'll get to the nitty-gritty.
Somebody died here in this town, somebody that you knew. A living, breathing human being died, okay? You stay out of my way. Stay out of my way, I'm gonna have you arrested.
On what charge?
Being an asshole.
Those two are an item in this show. And they put on, that's Tessa Thompson, John Bernthal. They put on a performance for the ages. But for those of you that want to get the nerdy, I've got a clip from my boy Brandon Keith Avery of Just My Reviews, and he's going to break down directors, actors, all that good stuff, and then we'll give you a quick review and get up out of here.
Now we have His and Hers, which is the latest TV miniseries streaming on Netflix for you to view at home on your couch and your own convenience. It is rated TVMA, and that is a great rating, being described as hard-boiled detective, psychological thriller, suspense, mystery, who done it, crime, drama, mystery, thriller, and I'm going to add another little category in there, and that is romance because I think it fits. Now, the creator for this series is Mr. William Orod, and this is what the gentleman looks like right here, and he was a part of Lady Macbeth. I did not see that. Best and Aline. If you are a fan of this director and have seen any of his past work, please let me know down in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to my expectations for this series, I don't want to say that they were super duper high, but it was more than mild. I'm a big fan of John Bernthal, and I'm even a bigger fan of Miss Tessa Thompson. And then when you look at the cast right here, I mean, it is pretty stacked. We also have Pablo Schreiber, who was in the series Halo. That was, I forgot which, I think that was Paramount Plus. And I really did enjoy that series. It did get a lot of crap, and there may be some other familiar faces for you as well. Not really jumping out at me, but these three leads right here with Tessa Thompson, John Bernthal, and Pablo Schreiber, I was like, hey, after I saw the trailer, I was like,
So, ladies and gentlemen, the overall narrative of this story, and there are some good monkey double backflip sex scenes in this thing too, but then there's also some of the most heinous things human beings can do, which involve the word R and end with the word E. And it deals with young girls in high school, kind of what we're seeing with the Jeffrey Epstein files. The nastiness never ends. And the big plot twist in this whole thing that I don't think a lot of people see coming is, well, some do see it coming. This story was really about a mother's love. That's what it was about. You have one character who lost a child. Then you have a bunch of characters who witness these men doing the R thing to some girls in the woods, while one girl sits back and does nothing, looks, don't do nothing about it. We fast forward to life. somebody is picking off some of these girls left and right. Tessa Thompson has her mother who's around. Tessa Thompson is with John Bernthal eventually. And one of the major twists to this film is that Bernthal's sister dies. And the way she dies and how she dies and who it's tied to, ladies and gentlemen, will leave you on the floor. And I'll do a better review, a full review, a spoiler review, maybe Wednesday or so. I'm not going to do it now because some people are just catching up with it. But one of the major issues that I have had experience with in life, dealing with people, is that in high school, I don't know how I attracted these women, but I dated a couple of girls who had been molested by their cousins. And that ties right into this film and how people can keep secrets that harm them when it's like you need to go to counseling, you need to talk to someone. And the reason why they don't do it is oftentimes because people don't understand what they're going through. And oftentimes these two girls that I dated, the issues why one of them did try to tell their parents, and their parents didn't believe it because they were big into a church down where I come from. And the boys that molested her were her cousins, who was the sons and daughters of the pastor of the church. And when they told the mama brushed it off. And the mama never told the daddy because she didn't want the daddy to get wind of it and make a big stink. So this girl had to live with what happened with them. And they kept doing it for a little while until they got older. And if you've never dated a woman who's been through that, it can be pretty tough. And at that young age, I was not mature enough to date someone who had been through that, because anytime we try to get intimate, it would slow her down. It would cause trauma for her, not because she didn't want to be intimate with me, but because it was just like bringing up these memories of, you know, people touching me this way. And I don't want it. And it would just sometimes an intimate moment would turn into a cry session. Same way with the other girl. And this other girl couldn't tell nobody. And she had been living with that secret from the time she was 5 years old up until about 18, still never told anybody. She was getting molested by a cousin too, and just held on to it, held on to the pain. And I don't know if I have a sticker on my head that says, you know, Lamont can take it, but she told me about it too. And of course, I've never told nobody, and nobody knows these people's names. Nobody will ever know their names. And even when she became an adult, it was a struggle. Both people, from what I understand, went and got counseling, and that has made a huge difference. That's what some people needed in this show. Some people in this show needed some deep, dark counseling to really get this stuff out, to really go through a process to help them understand how they can get through it, and to know that you're not alone. You are not alone. And so I said all that to say, pay attention to the small things in His and Hers. Pay attention to the opening monologue they give you in His and Hers. Pay attention to every character, because they're going to give you an obvious character who you're going to think that's got to be the person that did it. And anytime TV gives you an obvious person, or movies give you an obvious person, it's obviously not that person. Now, like I said, it took me to the second episode to pretty much know who it was, because and I'll give you guys a clue. My background is medical. I'm a former respiratory therapist. And that's the only hint I'm gonna give you. If you can connect those dots, you're gonna immediately know who did it in this show. And I'm gonna say, let's squad up, ladies and gentlemen, and come back and review this thing in depth, maybe Wednesday. Well, that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Please come back tomorrow as I do a full politics show. We're going to cover everything from the Orange Pumpkin investigating Fed Chair Powell, how that shook the markets earlier this morning. We're going to talk about how American capitalism has been screwing over middle class and poor and the average person. We're going to talk about how this tax system is rigged against us. We're going to talk about how Trump ran on a policy that was supposed to be America first, when most of us try to tell your asses it wasn't. And now it's everything but America first. It's who can pay me the most money, and I'll do me first. I'll think about America, but I'm going to do me first. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out, but here's my favorite outro.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.